Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin today with breaking news where 2 suspects have been ruled out in an abduction case, but the child is still missing. An Amber Alert is issued for Kensley Ava Leanne Olson, who is believed to have been abducted or is otherwise endangered. Authorities say they are no longer searching for Timothy Dornheim or Melinda Tweet, who were both believed to be with the child. Kensley is described as a Native American female. She has black hair, brown eyes, and has a 3/4-inch scar right over her eye, on her right eye. Kensley was last seen at a home in Poplar, Montana yesterday afternoon. If you have any information about the incident, please call 911. A body has been recovered from Lake of the Woods near a Canadian border that could be one of 3 men who drowned last fall. 28-year-old Keith Ayers has been missing since October. The bodies of 2 other men, Justin Hogvet and Cody Ostendorf, were recovered after their boat was found capsized near Flag Island. Ontario police tell us the Sheriff's Department in Baudette is working to identify the body. More information is expected to be released later today. Another gloomy day here in the Valley, but how long will it last? Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn with a look at the forecast. Robert?
Yeah, certainly a gloomy start to the day, but we're already starting to see some improving conditions with the clouds going away, the fog lifting, and we could still see a little bit of very light mist and drizzle in a few places where that fog is lifting. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds and warming temperatures as we head through the day. Already in the 50s across the area. We'll warm it on up into the 60s as we head through this afternoon. Winds light, and they will remain light as we head through the remainder of the day. Cloud cover, we've got it, but we're also starting to see quite a few breaks in those clouds, and that will continue as we head into this afternoon. More sun than clouds by late this afternoon, and again, that'll help warm us up quite nicely. Any of that drizzle and mist that's still out there, too light for the radar to pick up, but don't be surprised to see perhaps a few drizzle drops on your windshield. Today, upper 60s. Tomorrow, a little cooler. A dry cold front moves through later on tonight. That will not only bring in some cooler air, but it'll bring in some breezy conditions as we head through your Thursday. But how's the rest of the week and the weekend looking? We'll let you know coming up in just a little bit.
Thanks, Robert. Witnesses say one person was sent to the hospital after a crash on Highway 13 near Wahpeton this morning. It happened around 7 a.m. at the I-29 interchange. A truck exited the interstate and turned west on Highway 13 when it was rear-ended by a car. The car ended up in the ditch, and the driver was taken to the hospital. The extent of the injuries are not known. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton used big wins in New York to cement their status as the frontrunners for their party's presidential nominations. Craig Boswell is at the White House with the latest in the presidential race.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton celebrated their New York primary victories with tributes to their home state. Clinton chose Alicia Keys, while Trump went old school Frank Sinatra. With New Yorkers singing their praises, Trump and Clinton are closer to becoming their party's presidential nominees.
The race for the Democratic nomination is in the home stretch, and victory is in sight.
We don't have much of a race anymore. Senator Cruz is just about mathematically eliminated.
The question now becomes, what can Clinton and Trump's opponents do to stop them from winning the nominations?
If we nominate Donald, Hillary wins, and Hillary wins by double digits.
Ted Cruz was shut out in the delegate chase yesterday, and Trump now needs just 393 more to clinch the nomination.
We have a path toward victory, which we are going to fight to maintain.
Bernie Sanders' path is now much more narrow. He needs to not only win, but win big in the remaining states.
You can add the numbers up to get a way for Sanders to survive, but you almost need to do some voodoo to make it work.
Clinton's victory means she needs only about 30% of the remaining delegates to win the nomination. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
Trump and Clinton will expand their leads next week in poll numbers if they hold up in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, and Maryland. Those 5 states all hold primaries next week. 2 Valley City men are holding a rally this afternoon to promote awareness about medical marijuana in North Dakota. The VC 420 rally is scheduled for this afternoon. Organizers are hoping to get support for a ballot question that would allow North Dakotans to possess up to 3 ounces of marijuana for medical purposes. More than 13,000 signatures are needed to get the issue on the November ballot. Today's rally starts at 4:20 p.m. at the Barnes County Courthouse in Valley City. Supporters will also be at Fargo's Island Park collecting signatures today. We'll have much more on this on Valley News Live at 6. UND is trying to cut $21 million as the state faces a $1 billion shortfall. And today you'll have a chance to give your opinion on the cuts at a public forum between 1 and 3 p.m. at UND's Memorial Union. UND Interim President Ed Schaefer will submit his final budget proposal to the state later this month. If you're looking for UND's detailed budget proposal, we have a link to it online. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Retail giant Target is taking a stand on the transgender bathroom controversy playing out across the country. Target says that transgender customers can use restrooms corresponding to their gender identity. It's the latest corporate reaction to laws slammed by critics as anti-LGBT. Several states have weighed measures forcing people to use restrooms according to the gender on their birth certificate. One such measure was passed in North Carolina in March. A similar bill is being proposed by a lawmaker in Minnesota, where Target is headquartered. The expansion rink at Shields Arena has a new name. It will now be referred to as the Farmers Union Insurance Center. The space includes an ice rink with stadium seating for just under 600, locker room space, and an additional event space. And staff say they hope to host a variety of events, including weddings, corporate events, and hockey tournaments. A grand opening at the center is being planned for the beginning of May. New advances in technology are giving doctors a new way to look inside our bodies. That story's next here at noon. But then we also take a look at weather to plan your day with meteorologist Robert Hahn. Stay with us.